Hi, guys. We are live here on YouTube and on Instagram. Being kind of cool and renewing and modern. We are talking about the virus today, just kind of more bringing it into more of a conceptual understanding of the body. Like you can see how a virus can seem very scary because it's usually something that people don't really understand. People can try to do it, but that is a lot of times how people kind of connect with the body, that it's like kind of a scary thing. Like most people haven't totally connected with their body. And in the way I talk about it, everybody is connected in their own way. Nice to see people here too. So we're going to talk more about it, but just, tune in, listen. It is teaching, but it's also like kind of like an energy awakening. That's what really, like, when you connect like consciousness with energy, that's when consciousness, we realize that consciousness is alive, it's getting energized. And when a lot of times when we feel something is kind of displaced or like far away, it can feel kind of dead, and we kind of just try to organize stuff with our mind, kind of like that's why it's there, and this is from my parents, or this is the trauma, and this is stiffness in my spine, and all these ways we kind of organize things. But so for like 20 years ago, when I kind of started my awakening of the body, I realized that the body, the consciousness we have, is always awake. We're always kind of looking at life, but we have the potential to kind of connect with the body, which is also a consciousness. It's also energized. So you can start connecting with that energy and actually feel that your whole body becomes like softer and energized, and like just like people to put on like lubrication and skincare and all that stuff. Like your skin can become softer, your joints can open, and all this stuff. Like looking at it from a chiropractor or a Tai Chi, as I kind of looked at it, then this suddenly made sense that most people are like holding all this tension inside, and we don't even know about it because we kind of do it so effortlessly as a child. We have this awake body when we're little, but it's so natural. And then we can, from that space, we're looking at our parents and our people around us, and then we realize that they hold on to a lot of tension, whether it's in their heart, whether it's in their hips, whether it's in their mind, like all these different, or in the spine, like different places. Sometimes the body's big, or sometimes it's like scrawny and looks a little sickly. So we have all these like different energies that we're holding on to. We're kind of placing it out of our immediate proximity, but kind of like daring to look at it again, which we do now. We can start to allow these like displaced energies to awaken. People talk about it a little bit, realize that we have like most people have cancer cells like spread out through the body that is like dormant, but there are also like viruses dormant in the body, or like strep throat, all these different kind of bacteria are also, we're pretty much just purely bacteria in a way. So, but a lot of this stuff is like been disconnected. It's like dormant. It's like far away from us. So something can happen, like a car accident, or like a heartbreak, or death, or different things, and suddenly things can suddenly come to life again, to life again, to live, to life. So in that moment, the energy can kind of act a little bit as a virus. It can come into your body, and it can create heat, or like pain, or like sweating, or different stuff, and kind of hardness of breath. All this stuff can happen naturally in the body, and has happened to me through these last 20 years many times in different ways. That suddenly that energy is like waking up again. So it was scary when I met these like weird symptoms in the body. But then I realized I was like the son of a medical doctor and all this stuff. So I kind of could tune in. My mom's a nurse, so I could kind of tune into like what's going on. This is really weird. But then I realized it was like connected to that awakening of the body, and it's almost like consciousness awakens, and in that moment the energy comes alive, and it will kind of move through the body, whether it's a hips, like different like chakras everybody talks about, or qigong or acupuncture, energies flow, move energy through. So as we awaken the body, that is like a process that will take time. So, people can teach like Tai Chi or yoga, or they can go to chiropractor, or they can massage, or, acupuncture, like all different things, or you can go for walks, but that will kind of teach you and like give you a connection to things. But then eventually, as my Tai Chi teacher said, he kind of like, it is also an unlearning, because sometimes we have to we are already in different kind of programs that we have taken on from our parents or different things. So these programs were kind of like blind a little bit. If you're like standing in our own bathroom and looking at, at our mirror, but we're just taking a bath, so it's like steaming there. So it's all foggy. We can't really see ourselves in the mirror. Sometimes I have to shave and I'm like, have to bend down, and it's hard to see because it's all steamy. So we kind of hear like sometimes having a teacher will help you. Then you can move into his or hers mirror, and then you can see yourself better. So this is kind of what we do. We bring you into like a clear mirror, a peaceful mirror, and then you can start seeing what is the potential of awakening, because sometimes it's hard to see it in your own mirror. So from that point of view, we're bringing that energy into clarity, and there we can start to like see that we can allow less fog. We can air out the shower, the heat, and let energy pass through system. Then our mirror will stay more clear, and it will be easier for us to see ourselves. So the whole point of like awakening our energy, our whole body, is that our consciousness wants to become more awake, more aware of our own energy body, more aware of our own like sexuality, our own heart, our own love, our own like idea of ourselves. And our whole body can hold this consciousness. We are that consciousness, so we can kind of contain it within this body. And that's kind of what this process is about. This is something that has grown the last 20 years and actually continues to grow. Like where I'm at, I'm continuing to grow from here. So there is no like, oh no, I'm so far behind, or I'm so far ahead of somebody. Like, no, we're all where we need to be, and we can keep growing. And that's what makes it fun. So then returning to, the virus that we see here, like you see everybody like, yeah, it's the unknown. And it's like realizing that, the world is also awakening collectively. Just as when I awaken, it actually transfers to family around you, to your friends, to society. So now you see like the society is getting more connected, just like Instagram, like all this, internet, all this stuff is awakening, just like the earth is awakening, ice is melting. So all these stuff is kind of coming into more unity. And then now the whole world seems like one country. It's kind of cool. We're all kind of aware of each other in a new way. And then we have to remember to stay calm and enjoy the process. Sometimes it's going to be a little scary or uncomfortable, fear of loss, or fear of money, or fear of all these things. But if we have faith, then we can enjoy the process. And on the other side, it can become way different because the consciousness comes in, and you can become more aware of yourself, of your body, of your surroundings, of your family, now that everybody's like locked together. you see the triggers of your kids or your parents or your spouses. So all this kind of comes perfectly in and becomes more part of the awakening, the healing. I like that people are a little commenting and saying hi. It's fun to see more people here, probably because of everybody's locked in. So it is all these unconscious levels of ourselves. We're kind of like, yeah, we have all these like unconscious connections with our family and our society, or like women or men or all these. So now things are coming up, getting triggered, and that is uncomfortable. You can get like a rash, or you can get a cough or different stuff, or pain. But that's also part of the release process. We're kind of allowing stuff to come up and to release. So like for me, it wasn't so much like doing the Tai Chi or something, because sometimes people can get stuck in doing. So we also have to allow the undoing or the non-doing of things. That awareness that we are the ones that are allowing this process. So you are that relaxed space that is allowing this to come in. So the more you are seeing that this kind of perfectly connects with your flow, your life, like this virus perfectly connect with my life, with your life, with my wife's life, with the families, you see that there is a flow. Sometimes it's hard to see because we kind of just don't want to have anything that is uncomfortable. We're kind of like kids. We're like, nope, we should just have a nice life and everything should be fine. But then we realize that, there has to be a choice there. And when we become aware that our consciousness can awaken, that is a choice, then that can come together, and then you can become aware of the energy of life, everything around. So then scary stuff, the unknown, like the virus, can become actually a fun part of just shaking stuff up, just seeing new stuff. Sometimes we have to let go of where we are and see stuff from our spouse's point of view, or our kids, or our parents, and all these stuff we kind of experience, we can see it from different points of view, from others' mirrors, and then we can learn from it, and we can learn about ourselves. Yeah, our parents and our grandparents have all gone through their awakening. The consciousness have gone through many layers. So we're in a new layer now where we're coming in even more. Things are going faster. Things are coming in faster, like this virus comes super fast, but then it might also disappear way faster than we actually think, because it's hard for even the experts to see it, because they're taking their old experiences, and this is a new experience. Consciousness is different. So this is an exciting time to be alive. So thank you for being part of my little talking today. And if you do donations, my Norwegian donation isn't really working in it right now. So that will be for a different day. And no Americans, they can still do Venmo if you want to. And we will talk again the next time. And yes, we will see ourselves as good teachers and bad teachers. That is the beauty of this process, that we have to suck sometimes, because we can strive to become too good. That is the problem with our our roles. We want to be the perfect teachers for everybody, for our family, and for everybody. But sometimes the best teacher is to suck. To just be human. That's what we all kind of have to connect with. I love that more people are online here to talk and chat today. This is it's a growing. These are gonna they come every Wednesday mostly, and fun to touch you, and I feel your energy, and I hope you felt some energy too. Just take it in and let it, take a shower or whatever, or have a drink, and enjoy the lockdown. And just, it's all about like keeping your own space. Sometimes the only space you can have is like in the shower maybe, or going out for a walk or something, or take a bath, or just have a glass of wine. Like whatever comes, stay creative and play with it. It's not supposed to be so serious. Anyway, it's been a joy. I will talk to you guys later. Ciao, ciao.